Right, welcome guys. Let's talk about Rebel Moon Part 1, A Child of Fire. The new Zack Snyder film, released on Netflix, his pitch for Star Wars, and then was reworked into his own thing. I'm guessing, you can kind of see where this would fit, like just straight into a Star Wars universe. Maybe reworked some of it. I don't know, but it's definitely his pitch for Star Wars. He's come out and admitted that in interviews. Look, ultimately, I didn't hate this movie. It's just not for me. It can be best summarized by it felt like a Saturday morning cartoon. You know how they're ultra serious and there's loads of stakes, but they take themselves too seriously, and as a result, it doesn't feel very serious at all, and the stakes don't feel that high. At no point watching this did I feel like there were any stakes remotely. I just didn't really care that much. And that's not necessarily a bad thing, I think Zack Snyder did well with this movie. There's something to like there for people that really like Zack Snyder's films, right? And that's the thing here. This movie can be summed up in terms of who's going to like it by going, do you like Zack Snyder? Yes? Cool. This is him cranked up to 1,000 without anyone holding him at bay. You'll love it. If you're mid on Zack Snyder, like, you take it or leave it, you don't really care about him as a director and his products, I don't think you'll particularly enjoy it. You might have some things to go on that you'll go, yeah, this is alright, I can absolutely see what he was trying to do with it, but I just felt like there's just no stakes. All the action felt, I don't know, over choreographed, I guess. It didn't feel, it just honestly didn't feel like there was any stakes. At any point in any of this did there feel like there was any stakes in any of the action, in any of the just any moment, any dramatic moment. There was no stakes. I like what he was doing with the world building. He really tried to build out a world here. But, if I'm comparing this to Star Wars, which I think is a fair comparison because this should have been a Star Wars film, as admitted by Zack Snyder. If I go back to A New Hope, for instance, there wasn't the overuse on sort of dramatic music to build the emotional prowess of a scene. There is non-stop score in this film, and it's quite noticeable. And I think that the score is compensating for what would be otherwise, a bad script, quite frankly. Now, again, I've already given you the caveats for those that will love it. So this is just my humble opinion on the film from someone that, I could take or leave this, basically. But, yeah, there's an over-reliance on score to make you feel something, and it didn't make me feel anything. The dialogue's quite bad in certain scenes, and the line delivery, whether it's the dialogue or the line delivery, one of the two, it just doesn't line up properly. And this is what I mean, Saturday morning cartoon territory. That's what it feels like. It feels like a Saturday morning cartoon. It's as if Power Rangers had a bigger budget, and that would really fucking rile people up, I know. But it is honestly as if Power Rangers had a bigger budget. Oh, can't wait for the hate in the comments now. Christ. It's just not my cup of tea. I really like Sofia Boutella. I really like Jimon Honsu. I like a lot of people in this film. But I felt like they were having a great time. I bet you anything. Because so many people love to work with Zack Snyder, and it's probably because they have just the best time on set. They have a really good time. But often, everyone having a lark and a laugh around on set doesn't lead to a good product. And this, unfortunately, is not a good product. I don't really understand why everyone said they love Jimmy the Robot, because he doesn't do anything. He has, 2 minutes of screen time, and it's not notable by any stretch. So what's the story? Let's just get to the story then, I guess. Deserter. Sofia Boutella's Cora. It's not her name is Cora, but not Cora. Something else. I'm pretty certain it's Cora. I could be wrong. But anyway, she's called something else anyway. She's taken a fake name. And she's on this planet this planet that needs to be protected now because the King's Gaze dreadnought has come and they want some grain. A few things didn't make sense to me. On the entire planet, this dreadnought finds the smallest village and doesn't go to the city. Why would you do that? That's odd. Are there any other villages on this entire planet that is making grain? Anyway, so they're going to come back and sort of kill everyone, basically. So she launches a fight against them. And so she recruits a bunch of people. And essentially, the whole story is we've got to go from here to here to here to here to find all these people to launch an assault on the ship. And actually, what happens is you don't even get to do that and have your battle. That's coming in part 2. Because you think you've killed Ed Skrein, the villain. And you think that they're just going to run away. Alright then. And just weird stuff happens, like inconsistencies. There's the revolutionaries, and they say they agree to help so they can get away from this planet because they're being sort of sheltered by this king. So they leave. The king dies anyway. Where were the other people? There's just this kind of stuff which you go, it's a bit cheap. Cheap tactics. And then this guy, the guy sacrifices himself, and basically all of his men are dead anyway. The revolutionary, and then his sister presumably is going to come and help. I just didn't care about anyone. I don't know. It had a lot of promise, kind of. CGI is okay in parts. In parts, it's really not. A lot of sound stages. Lot of slow-mo. Good God, there's some slow-mo in this, son. There is some slow-mo in this. By some, I mean a lot of the movie is slow-mo. And loads of people will go, we'll wait for the R-rated cut, blah, 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 blah. No. I don't want to watch that again. I'll watch the next one and I'll review that and maybe it'll be a better film. But I just didn't care. Didn't really feel like there's any stakes. It's quite well shot, but some of the frames are overindulgent and reused from other movies that he's done. Like the grain scenes, I'm just thinking like, oh, that's 300. It's a bit Gladiator-esque as well. Not that he did Gladiator. Yeah, just not my cut. Honestly, it's like Power Rangers had a bigger budget. That would piss so many people off. Anyway. Watch it if you're drunk, I guess. That's about it. I don't really have much else to say on it. Not my cup of tea. I think if you like Zack Snyder, though, like I said from the start, you will love this. If you don't care about Zack Snyder, I don't think you'll enjoy it. And I think that's really fair. And it's not. I'm not trying to hate on it. I'm trying to say I am not its target audience. Because I am not. Because I don't care for Zack Snyder. I don't really care. But and to all you little Snyder bots, Snyder bros that are going, well, then you shouldn't have reviewed it because you knew you wouldn't like it. Mate, I'm reviewing it for people who may be interested. Shut up. Anyway, leave your thoughts down below. Love to hear it. Cheers, guys. Take care. Bye-bye now.